Hi, I'm Allison the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Hello, and welcome to episode 98 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast hosted by me and my mom, Vivian. I'm recording from my home here in Scotland.
And I'm recording from Michigan. Yay!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a hectic year for you.
I know. I was telling everybody that this move started in February and it ended in November. So it's been a long journey for us. We actually moved in the weekend before Thanksgiving, but then we had to fly out to see you.
Not to see the family.
Yeah, to see you and the rest of the family in Boston because we had already made plans. We made those plans, I think, in March, and then I drove back with the cats. So the cats are finally in the house. That's another story.
Okay.
So anyway, we're happy to be finally in our own space, and I'm starting to unpack all of my fabric and my yarn, and yeah, so it's a bit of a mess over there. But this is the only private space I have away from the cats.
So is that your crafting room then?
This will be my sewing studio. I don't have my yarn in here though. I had to hide that somewhere else because it doesn't fit in here.
Why?
Because it doesn't fit in here.
Fit?
My fabric and my sewing equipment and everything just takes up too much room, or a lot more room than my yarn. So my yarn is currently hiding under the bed in the spare room, where most of it was anyway, in the house in Virginia. So
I see.
Yes. So I only just saw you, but have you been?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten out to a lot since I've seen you because you dropped me off and then I took a train into the city, New York City. I always feel like, you know that is it New York Times that did that accent quiz for the US, and one of the questions was, what is the city? For you know, all of like the Northeast and like even quite a far way out, the city is New York City. And for me, the city is still sometimes New York City, even though I'm here. We had to see some friends and got up to some things there. And yeah, now you can see back home, my Christmas tree is sitting next to me, which you might not be able to see on the video just yet, but you'll see it later. And I'm feeling very festive.
Good. And I'm wearing my Spectre sweater. I forgot. Yay!
It's blocked.
I blocked it. Actually, I blocked it and I left it on the bed before we went to Boston. So it was just sitting on the bed waiting for me when I got back earlier this week.
Good time to block it because the cats weren't there yet.
No cats and no guests in the bed. So yeah, which will be changing soon. The guests
for
in
Christmas.
The bed. Yeah. So, right. Buzfeed Quiz?
Whips!
Oh, we're changing it up.
New format.
Whips.
Yeah. Whips first, then Buzfeed Quiz, then FOs. Okay. That's the new thing. What are you working on?
I am still working on my Vintersol. But I'm just about to...
Yours, but not yours, because it's not for you.
For me. I'm just about to cast off the first sleeve, and I was thinking if I make it a little longer, like if I make it as long as the pattern says to make it, and we all have short arms, I can always pull it back. I'll just leave the yarn hanging, and then when I see my sister, because I'm going to see her during the wedding, I can always pull it back and then rebind off. So that's my plan. So I just have a few more rows to go, and then I can.
So, but does that mean you'll just make the rib shorter?
If she wants it shorter, yes. Otherwise, you know. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good with my sweater too. Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say it almost looks like it is already black. It's like such a big difference between like that color work and what you were doing before.
Yeah.
You can very much envision it on somebody.
Yeah, well, she did try it on when it was a vest.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, that's right, you were there.
Yeah, and then I saw it in person, and I was saying, "Oh yeah, that pink really is like not like not a subtle pink, but like, you know, not a bright pink."
Yeah. But we recorded before that, right? Because we were in Boston when we last recorded.
Yeah, because since we recorded, we went to New Jersey together too.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You saw that side of the family because you haven't seen them in like 5 years. Since we.
That's not true.
Not true.
I saw my grandparents at that Thanksgiving with everybody 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, so you saw everybody.
And my cousins have visited me at various times.
Well, you haven't been to New Jersey in 5 years then.
I haven't been to New Jersey in 5 years, but I've seen them all.
Except for the ones that weren't there. That don't live there.
Yeah. I haven't seen them in
years and years and years. Yeah, those are the cousins that the arboreal and the beer sweaters went to last year.
The beer sweater. Cumulus? Is that what it was called?
One of my knitting friends was asking about. It's like, she was like, is this? And she's like, you did the beer sweater. I'm like, yeah. And then she showed me a different pattern. I was like, oh, that's similar. That's arboreal. That's not the beer sweater, but yeah. Anyway,
you made it around the same time.
I made it around the same time, so she got them confused. So yeah. My second whip is my Herzblattbeanie, and I really didn't get that much done because I wasn't working on it. Plus the sleeve, I basically did that sleeve on the Vintersol. I worked on that sleeve during the 10-hour drive from New Jersey to here because your dad drove and he didn't want me to drive. So, that took about 10 hours to finish that sleeve.
Wow.
Well, I mean, so here's the beanie. I did use the purple,
dark purple,
not the pink. And somebody has suggested maybe I can do the purple and the pink, like a row of purple and a row of pink.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know what I did to the yarn. It's somewhere in one of the suitcases / backpacks /
Was this leftover yarn from somewhere?
No, it was yarn that I got when Hubs Mills went out of business. And I bought like 10 skeins of, I think it was 10 skeins of the light purple or something. Or it was like a bag of it. And then they had these random colors. So like, I'll do like if I did this with, and I just picked some colors that would go with this one. And they didn't really have that much left at that point anyway. So, that's why I have this scrumptious yarn, which you can't get anymore. But I mean, it's wool, alpaca, and bunny, Angora. So I'm sure you can find that combination in other yarns. But this particular brand has been discontinued.
It wasn't. Do you remember what the Pantone colors of the year was for 2021? I feel like one of them was a lavendery color.
Or was that last year?
One of the years it was like a pink and a blue. I thought that was last year.
Maybe. Last year was a blur. Last year seemed like it lasted 5 years, but I don't know. This year, this year was a blur to me too. You looking it up?
I'm just trying to look, see if I can find it. The Pantone color of the year. Oh no, maybe it was yellow. It was a yellow last year. Okay. But I think they've announced 2022's color, and that is a purple.
We did that ultraviolet knit along that one year when it was purple.
Yeah, this one's like a lavender, but like kind of dark, a dark lavender.
Okay.
So darker than the color that you've got.
Okay.
I feel like I've been seeing lavender light purples, lots of places. You're wearing a little bit underneath your sweater.
Yeah, I know. I was like, purple. I should wear a sweater, and then okay. And I was wearing a t-shirt, and I just throw and it kind of matches, so I just left it. FOs I don't have FOs, but I do have something you can see. You can't see, but my camera can see. I blocked the shawl too.
Oh.
Should I show that now or later?
Is it? Oh, we can do it in FOs. Well, let's talk about my whips.
Okay.
So I only just got home yesterday. As of recording, so I haven't actually done much on my dress, but I've just started the last bits before I do the scallops for the bottom of the dress. So you can tell it's a little bit different, but I've only made it about 1.5 rows in, and I keep having to pull it out because it's really simple. It just repeats between 2 stitches, 1 stitch, 2 stitches, 1 stitch sort of pattern. And I just keep doing that thing where, it's like 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, and carry on. And it's not until I'm doing the second row that I realize, I'm like, crap, it just, I don't want to fudge it. So, because I think it'll be more obvious. So undo it, and then I redo it, and then I get back further than how much I'd undone it and realize I'd gone 2, 1, 1, 2. It's like, no. Undo it again, and I have to undo it even further that time. It's like every time, it's like a little bit further, a little bit further. So hopefully, I feel like I practically, frogged it all the way, almost the entire first round. It's because I'm not paying attention. You think you're paying attention, but apparently you're not. So that is really on its way to being done. And I know I talked about it last episode, but that's my dress. It has pockets, which I forgot.
Oh, it doesn't help you.
Not that will help me. But when I wear it, by itself, it has pockets, and you can see the label. It's called Not Perfect Linen, and they're Lithuanian Etsy company thing, and they're the ones that send you the Bago swatches. Yep, I got that, and then I've got what I'm working on now, which is just a little throwaway thing. Basically, tonight I am going karaokeing with my pub quiz group. One of the quiz team, she tracks the questions as we're doing it on her phone, because we're allowed to have phones out because we submit our answers on the phone post COVID. So she likes to just keep track of our scores and stuff like that. But she's been writing down all the music that plays during the music round. So she's created a Spotify list over the last however many months of quiz music. So we thought we'd do karaoke and just do the music from quiz, basically.
That's funny.
And then we're booked to do pub dinner for Christmas. And they decided we were going to wear Christmas sweaters or ugly Christmas jumpers. I don't have any Christmas sweaters. Sam has one that's got
ski one?
It's like a fair, the ski one with the skiers on it. So it's not Christmas, but it's wintry and it's fun. So I'm just gonna make really quick crochet ornaments and attach them to a sweater I already have. Maybe this one. So I'm just doing circles basically. I'll just do circles and maybe a little.
Too bad you don't have that. You had that Fair Isle with the skulls. I think you got it from.
Oh, that jumper that I had. Yeah.
Jessie has it now.
That's how
she wears it.
Oh, you know what would be funny to do that one and then crochet Santa hats for the skulls and then attach the Santa hat to the skulls, and then it would be Christmassy. So yeah, I think I'll do this. I thought about attaching ornaments that I already have to my sweater, especially because I have a few crocheted ornaments, but one of them is quite round. And I have one that's flattish. That's the tree. And I also have, I think I showed this one here. Ooh. Trying to grab it. Oh, it's attached pretty well. This was the one where my sister-in-law had given us a card. This is her illustration of an ornament. And so I cut it out and gave it a little crocheted cover. I don't know, did I mention this on a
don't think so.
episode?
That's really cute.
Oh, yeah, so that was my little, to keep her
card
illustration.
Oh, very nice. You can just safety pin it to your for your sweater.
This one?
Like if you safety.
Well, this I could because it's flat. But like some of the other crocheted ornaments I have are too 3D, and I didn't really want to have that. I wanted something a bit flatter, so I'm just gonna do some quick ones. I've got this is it's just acrylic paint box yarn, which you know my granny square blanket.
The plus one.
Yeah, with the pluses. Yeah, so it's just I've got the sage green, some hot pink, some light blue, and some yellow. So I'll just
you know what? I have a fabric with those colors. Just reminds me of fabric I have. Yeah.
I was gonna do them in Christmas colors, but I don't really have any red yarn that I could find. Not any in the acrylic that I have. So yeah, that's my whips, and I don't have any FOs. But let's see your. Oh no, let's do Buzfeed Quiz.
That's right. Buzfeed.
Speaking of Christmas,
the titles...
somebody tell us if listeners, if you don't mind this format or not. We're still testing it out. Obviously, haven't ingrained in our brain that this was the order we're going to do.
Well, we didn't even have a Buzfeed quiz last episode, which was the first.
True. We've been all over the place.
Yes, we have been literally all over the place.
Yeah, literally and mentally.
So it says, answer these Christmassy questions and we'll reveal which part of a Christmas dinner you are. What you got?
Which part of it? Oh, just scrolling. I got potatoes. No, roast potatoes. Did you get that as well?
Yes.
Or you just So it's the gif of Samwise from Lord of the Rings. Potatoes. You know, boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. It says, you may have a solid outer shell, but underneath it all, you have a kind and fluffy center. You are modest, humble, and you never boast about your many successes, which makes you a joy to be around. At Christmas, people may say they're excited to see everyone, but really they only turned up to see you.
I like the fluffy center. I definitely have a fluffy center.
Yeah. So, okay, I've always said that I feel like roast potatoes aren't as much of a thing back home. And I don't know if that's just because we're Asian and we didn't have like roast dinners, or if that's a true thing.
I don't know. Ask our viewers, our listeners, our non-Asian
because never have I eaten so many roast potatoes as living here now.
Really? I mean, we usually have mashed potatoes if we're gonna have potatoes.
Well, yeah, like mashed potatoes. Christmas. I always make Sam make mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving. But then I was thinking about like when I think about having potatoes, I've been roasting the onion in the oven. It's not necessarily like roast potatoes in terms of how like with the that are like, you know, cut in halves or quarters or whatever, and they're really crispy on the outside, like almost like a big giant French fry. But rather like that have been roasted in oil with like maybe lemon and herbs and stuff. Like that's kind of more what I think about when I think of
because that's what we did. We would like roast them with garlic or with some Parmesan cheese. That's just what we did as a family. I don't know. I don't know the non-Asian American families did.
But yeah. That I think that's basically what roast potatoes are like here. Like roasties. They're just giant fries.
And especially if they're roasting goose fat or something like that, makes them extra crispy. Exactly.
They're just giant fries. The whole potato fries.
Well, then they have to be small potatoes. I mean, we have like some of our potatoes are so big. They're like
well, they're not whole potatoes. They're cut into like either in half or quarters or whatever. Large pieces. You know.
Yeah. I was thinking of little red potatoes. I like those little red potatoes. Okay, roast potato. FOs? No, we don't have FOs, but we have this.
We don't. You have a sort of FO. You have a finally show us your FO now that it's blocked.
I still have to weave in the ends. I haven't woven in the ends yet. Whoa! Sorry. My chair rolled off of the rolly thing, the flat thingy. So here it is. I don't know. I kind of blocked the
point's very pointy.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants it this pointy, but because I think it was more round in the pictures, but I couldn't find my blocking wires, so I just used pins. And
would you use blocking wires for that?
Yeah, you can like put through like put these through, instead of just a point, you would thread a few in, I think. So, but I did. I know where they are now. So I could, after Emily looks at it over Christmas, if she doesn't like it, I can just reblock just the end, just like spray it with water.
Yeah.
And just block the.
And remind our listeners what the shawl is. So you're thinking.
I've forgotten.
Helen Stewart.
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely Helen Stewart, and it is
Sprites Fen.
Yeah, you're right. You got to it faster than I did. Yeah, it smells very sheepy. It smells like sheep.
That's really nice.
Well, actually, not sheep. It smells like eucalyptus and wool.
That's nice 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. I just got the notes in front of me.
My chair's making a rude noise.
Oh, I thought it was a cat for a second.
That's it. I don't have anything else crafty wise.
Yeah,
because I've been opening boxes and trying to put things away and broken like every single nail. Not that I had really long nails, or not that I really take care of them, but they've all broken because of all the boxes that I've been ripping open, and lots of fun. Fun opening boxes, but not fun when you find broken things though.
Oh, have you had broken things?
Yeah, my cutting table is on the floor right now because they broke it. Well, I mean, they didn't take it down, like they didn't take it apart, and they just moved it with the legs attached. And then once they popped it on and then they threw it in the truck on its side, whatever, and they carry it in, and it was a very sturdy table. But then it wasn't where I wanted it. We start moving around, like, oh my gosh, the leg was like wobbly, and then we looked down, like some of the legs are cracked, and so I don't know.
Oh dear.
So I can't really completely organize my sewing room because the cutting table is out of commission. I put some like drawers and stuff underneath it.
Right.
Some broken glass, lampshades. What else have they broken? A picture. They broke a picture. They broke one of those
picture frame.
No, it was one of those canvas pictures. Like I had printed a picture of the four of you guys on canvas, and that's like $100. I didn't spend $100 on it, but it's the regular price is about $100. And they just shoved it into a wardrobe box with other random crap, and so it must have been resting on something kind of pointy, and so in the middle of Madeline's stomach, there's like a
is there a hole?
It's not a hole. It's like it's just like a.
Like the fabric has been.
Yeah, has pushed out, and it rubbed so that there's no color. It's white. There's like a white bit right there, and you can see the indentation, or it's indented from the inside. So that was upsetting. So yeah, that's all the stuff you have to deal with when you move.
Yeah. I guess you haven't been up to too much fun stuff lately then, because you've just been moving.
No, I mean, so like I said earlier, we moved in the weekend before Thanksgiving, and we left a few days before Thanksgiving. So we were only in the house for a few days, and we left for 2 weeks. Yeah. And then my neighbors were probably like, we saw the moving truck, we haven't seen them.
They're very quiet people. Yeah. They don't seem to need groceries.
But the something, a turn of events. One of my childhood friends lived just like 20 minutes away. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. Have I mentioned it to you?
No, you haven't. You can tell me about it later. Yeah, that's cool.
My dad and her dad were coworkers, and there's pictures of us as babies. And I remember her dad and her mom. Her mom was always very smiling. Her name's Janet. Anyway, we went on a trip to. She's also Chinese American, so we went on a trip together with a group of other Chinese American students to China. And this is in the 80s, and I forgot she was on a trip with me. Our dads are still friends. They don't live that far from each other, and they were talking on the phone. And my dad had mentioned that I had moved to Michigan, and her dad's like, "Wait a minute, China's in Michigan too." So the funny thing is, she got married a couple years after me, and I remember my parents telling me like, "Oh yeah, Janet got married, and she moved to Michigan." And so when I found out we were moving to Michigan, I did ask my parents, "So isn't Janet in Michigan?" And my dad said, "No, she doesn't live there anymore." And I asked him that several times between February and now, and he kept saying, "No, she doesn't live there." And so, but he and her dad, they still talk. So, and I was like, "I told you so." So we're actually having dinner with them tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
very cool.
So I have one friend here. Don't know anybody else. Just the one.
That's better than nothing. That's better than what you thought it was gonna be.
That's true. So I'm happy we're in our house. I'm gonna see a childhood friend tomorrow, and Madeline also comes home tomorrow from school. Oh, nice. So it's like, welcome home to the home that you've never been to. Oh, we're gonna go to my friend's house now. That's basically what's gonna happen. And then a few weeks after that, it's gonna be the week before Christmas, and then all but you, the other siblings are all gonna be home for Christmas, and then a few weeks after that, you'll be here, and then we're gonna go to the wedding. It's like busy.
Very busy. Yeah. Well, since I've seen you, I obviously went to New York. I went to a Christmas market, which I actually really enjoyed. It was in Union Square. Union Square?
Yeah.
And yeah, it seemed like lots of sort of smaller businesses with stalls and stuff. I bought some Christmas ornaments.
You did? Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Can you tell what they are?
They're eggs?
Yeah. They're eggs.
Real eggshells?
They're real eggs. Really, you can see can you see
where
the
they
hole
blew
is
out the eggs?
Yeah, where they blew out the egg. Yeah, there's a hole. Yeah, top and bottom. So these were the ones that I was drawn to. They've got a sort of bronze colored wire that has been.
I wasn't sure if it was thread.
Yeah, so it's wire. So it's a bronze wire that's been looped onto it. So this one is just a plain. They had different colors, and different ones had different patterns of wire. And this wasn't my favorite wire pattern, but it was my favorite color, and I quite liked the wire pattern. And then this one is not dyed or painted, but it's got holes at the bottom. I think almost like a pine cone, the way the holes and the wires. And then it's beaded at the top with the wires as well.
That's so cool. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, I think that it was called Czech eggs, as in the Czech Republic.
I've seen them when they have they glue, they paint it and they glue beads or something like that, but I've never actually.
Yeah, so they had some that were just painted. They had some that were painted and then etched into the shell. So my friend, he bought a painted one and a paint and etched one.
So that's almost the wire almost protects the egg a little bit too.
Yeah, I think so. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh well, getting it all the way back to Scotland, I'm not sure. But the box was well padded with a wood wool, what I mean. So 2 different boxes, and I just put it gently on in the top of my backpack. It's a cardboard box, but with the wood, not shavings, but sort of shavings. A little wood shaving nest.
Excuse me.
So yeah, they're just. I think they're really cool.
They are cool.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought other crafters would find that pretty interesting. Like the
that's absolutely amazing. I love it.
I don't know how to get it into focus for the camera.
Or for that camera, I don't
know. Oh no, it's focused for you.
On my camera.
Will it focus on my face and the?
I know. I had to do like set up some from scratch, so I couldn't find all of my different stands. So the camera or the iPad where I'm talking to you is a lot lower than the camera that I'm recording off of. So I'm like looking up and down, and I'm sure it'll affect the recording, but I'm sure our listeners and our viewers mostly, because our listeners can't see, don't mind.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
That's all I've got. That's all you've got.
That's all I've got. I do have to make a shop announcement. The shop is still on vacation because I'm still looking for my stuff. So obviously it's been on vacation for a lot longer than I had anticipated. So we're just gonna. At this point, I'm just gonna wait until after the wedding before I open the shop back up. Give me some time to holidays and I'm back.
Yeah. Well, if anyone is interested, you can still follow
Pearl and Plum.
Yep.
Studio
on
Instagram.
Pearl and Plum Studio on Instagram.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And if you see anything that you like from the past Instagrams, just message me. I can always either hold something for you, or I can just make a mental note and make something for you. Just let me know.
Cool. Okay, spiel
away.
Okay, so you can find the show notes for this episode and every episode on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can follow us on Instagram at kcacypodcast. You can also subscribe and like and rate and comment and review and heart and thumbs up, all the things on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to your podcasts. You can also join the Ravelry group. It's been a little bit quiet on there, but if you want to, just search for Keep Calm and Carry On podcast in the groups tab. Thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry on. Bye.
Bye.